The English Civil War was a tumultuous period in British history, marked by conflict, power struggles, and profound societal change. It unfolded between 1642 and 1651, pitting the parliamentarians against the royalists. The war was not just a battle for control. It was a clash of ideologies, beliefs, and visions for England's future. The roots of the conflict lay deep in the political and religious tensions of the time. King Charles believed in the divine right of kings. He thought he ruled by God's will. Parliament, however, sought more power and representation. They wanted a say in governance. This tension simmered for years, leading to a breaking point. In 1628, Parliament presented the Petition of Right to Charles. It demanded an end to arbitrary imprisonment and taxation without consent. Charles agreed but soon ignored the petition. This betrayal fueled resentment. The king's attempts to impose Anglicanism on Scotland sparked further unrest. The Scots rebelled, forcing Charles to call Parliament for funds. This was a pivotal moment. In 1640, the Long Parliament convened. Tensions escalated. Parliament sought to limit the king's power. Charles, feeling threatened, attempted to arrest 5 members of Parliament in January 1642. This act of aggression was the final straw. War was inevitable. The first battle erupted in August 1642 at Edgehill. It was chaotic and bloody. Both sides suffered heavy losses. The Royalists, led by Charles, initially had the upper hand. They were well-equipped and had loyal supporters. However, the parliamentarians, under leaders like Oliver Cromwell, were determined and resourceful. Cromwell emerged as a key figure. He was a skilled military leader and a fervent believer in the parliamentarian cause. He formed the New Model Army, a disciplined and effective fighting force. This army was pivotal in turning the tide of the war. The war saw several significant battles. The Battle of Marston Moor in 1644 was a turning point. The parliamentarians, with the help of Scottish allies, decisively defeated the Royalists. This victory boosted morale and solidified Parliament's position. In 1645, the Battle of Naseby marked another crucial moment. The New Model Army, under Cromwell's command, delivered a crushing blow to the Royalists. Charles's forces were scattered, and the parliamentarians gained the upper hand. The tide had turned. As the war dragged on, the political landscape shifted. The parliamentarians were not a monolithic group. They were divided between moderates and radicals. The Levelers, a radical faction, pushed for more democratic reforms. They wanted universal suffrage and equality before the law. This internal conflict complicated the parliamentarian cause. By 1646, Charles surrendered. He believed he could negotiate a favorable settlement. However, the parliamentarians had other plans. They were determined to hold him accountable for his actions. Charles's refusal to compromise led to further tensions. In 1647, the king was captured. He attempted to play factions against each other, but his efforts failed. The parliamentarians were united in their resolve. They wanted to end the monarchy's absolute power. The trial of Charles III began in 1649. It was unprecedented. The king was charged with high treason. He defended himself vigorously, claiming he was above the law. The trial ended with a shocking verdict: guilty. On January 30th, 1649, Charles was executed. This act sent shockwaves throughout Europe. The execution of Charles I marked the end of the monarchy, at least temporarily. England was declared a republic known as the Commonwealth. Oliver Cromwell became the Lord Protector. He ruled with an iron fist, enforcing strict puritanical laws. The nation was divided. Some celebrated the new order, while others mourned the loss of the monarchy. Cromwell's rule was marked by military campaigns and religious intolerance. He sought to expand England's influence abroad. His campaigns in Ireland and Scotland were brutal. The legacy of his rule is complex. He is seen as both a champion of liberty and a tyrant. The English Civil War had far-reaching consequences. It reshaped the political landscape of England. The monarchy was restored in 1660, but the power dynamics had shifted. Parliament emerged stronger, and the idea of constitutional monarchy began to take root. The war also had a profound impact on society. It challenged traditional hierarchies and sparked debates about governance and rights. The ideas of the Levelers and other radical groups laid the groundwork for future democratic movements. In the years that followed, England would grapple with the legacy of the Civil War. The tensions between monarchy and parliament would continue to shape the nation. The English Civil War was not just a conflict, it was a catalyst for change. It ignited discussions about power, rights, and the role of the individual in governance. Today, the English Civil War is remembered as a pivotal moment in history. It serves as a reminder of the struggles for power and the quest for justice. The lessons learned during this tumultuous period continue to resonate. The fight for representation and accountability remains relevant in modern society. The English Civil War was a battle for the soul of a nation. It was a fight for ideals that would shape the future. The echoes of this conflict can still be heard today. The struggle for democracy, equality, and justice is ongoing. The legacy of the English Civil War lives on, reminding us of the importance of standing up for our beliefs.